What's happening, boys and girls and children of all ages? The Weed Squad St. Louis presents Montez at midday on this Fist Pump Friday. We got the Christmas sweater, ugly sweater party theme going on this Fist Pump Friday, Fireball Friday, Fried Chicken Friday, Flashback Friday, whatever you want to put on there. Today is Friday. And how is everyone doing? Everyone doing okay? Thank you again for tuning in. Make sure everyone is hydrated. Everybody hydrated. Smoke them if you got them. Have you visited the website yet? Please give www.dremontez.com a look through, a peek, see what we're working with. Check out a list of the sponsors. If you would like to make a donation to the show, there's a button on the page for that, and we would greatly appreciate that. We're on different platforms of social media. We're on Facebook, of course. And we also host a podcast, Who's to Blame? And we have a page for that, Who's to Blame on Facebook, Instagram, Who's to Blame the podcast, Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, YouTube, Dre Montez, and TikTok, Dre Montez63. How's everybody doing on this Fist Pump Friday and Fired Up Friday? Everybody feeling good and feeling great? You know what we have to do. High fives, chest bump. Let's hug it out. Oh, gotta hug yourself this holiday season. For all my 808 people out there, Mele Kalikimaka. There you go. It's Merry Christmas to you. The 808 holds a special place in my heart during this holiday time. After being stationed in Hawaii, a very young part of my life, what a blessing that was. I wonder what would have happened if I would have got a ship straight out the bat. If I would have got a ship right out the bat. I mean, you have those parallel thoughts sometimes. You always have that. I wonder what would have happened if this or if that would have happened. How would things have turned out? You ever have fun with that sometimes? I know I do quite a bit. Thank you again for the birthday shout outs to Dre Jr. That was pretty cool. Thank you guys in the social media world. You guys did that. Give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand. Thank you so much for that. As well as thank you for the Shooting for John Pool Day. And thank you to one of our sponsors, Friendlies in South City on Roger Place. Thank you guys. Great, amazing staff and service. Shout out to Matt, Carla, Cornelius, my cousin to Daryl. Thank you guys all for participating and showing up. A lot of fun shooting pool Wednesday. I did a break and shot the 8-ball in. That wasn't none but my cousin. I hadn't done that since I was in my 20s. I may have lost my vision. I have a condition called LHON. The pool game is not A plus anymore, but I'm at an A minus. It's getting backward. I'm going to start shooting pool a little bit more, but yeah, it was fun shooting pool Wednesday again. Thank you guys for all that. It was really cool. Also during this holiday season, I want to give a shout out to the delivery people, partial service, UPS, FedEx, your post office folks, your postal worker. I'm going to give a shout out to them right now. They're doing some work. Shout out to my dude, my guy, Nephew Kenny, the hardest working postman in St. Charles. Kenny's an interesting fellow. He's from the north, hangs out on the south, and works in St. Charles. Boy, he has some interesting conversations, I tell you. He has a story. If you are a postal worker, or if you're in delivery or transportation and you deal with civilians or people that are not in your normal everyday circle, you only see them when you're taking them a package. During the holiday season, they hook you the fuck up. I'm just saying. They take care of motherfucker out there. Shout out to the truck drivers out there. Rudy. I'm talking about Rudy McFarland from Sumner High School, state champion wrestler. He's a truck driver out there. Shout out to all my truck drivers. Shout out to T-Mac, my man. Shout out to everybody out there in the trucking industry. The Black brother from softball. Yeah, y'all doing the family business. But it's Friday, folks, and it's fist pumping time. We have a customer appreciation party to attend at Great Grizzly Bear at 2:30. You also get to see a hell of a magician today, Mr. Keith Joseph. Best hair on the planet. Best hair on the planet. So we got some things to do today as well. If you haven't heard the latest podcast episode, check it out. It's up, it's out there. Wherever you may get your podcasting pleasure at, it's out there. It's out there. Thank you for the emails this week. You know, I went back into the funk of checking my emails on a regular basis, and thank you guys for the emails as well. Oh, shout out to my guy that's listening from the UK. Hey, we got a UK follower on the show. Pretty proud participant. All right. Can we talk about the Flashback Friday for a minute? Just think back at this time. There's certain things that happen as you're becoming a young man or a young woman. Some things you cannot get out of your head. That if you think about it today, is there's still joy the same way you experienced joy on this Flashback Friday. Remember you were a kid and you had permission to change the TV for the first time. Oh boy. No. Hear me out. The time you got to change the channel and put it on something that you watch. How excited were you? You didn't have to look over your shoulder to make sure nobody looking while you changed the channel. I mean, you had to walk to the motherfucker and change it with your hand back then. We didn't have the big remotes were out that took them super batteries back then, but you had to walk up to the TV and change it yourself. But the day you got permission to put it on what you wanted to put on. Because back in the day when you were a kid, you had to watch what they were watching. You had there was no TV in your room either. No, none of that shit. One TV. And if you had the floor model, but you lost the picture tube or you lost the sound, you put another TV to recapture the moment. Those were the days. But that moment, you were able to change the television channel with permission. You get to watch what you want. Wow. Remember the look on your face? Man, I get to change the channel. You went to school and talked about it. I changed the TV, the color TV. That was a big deal. Big deal. Today, these are fuckers, they don't care. They don't care. They take turning the television on for granted. They take the flat screen hanging on the wall for granted. They take the man cave for granted. They don't understand the sacrifice that was made to turn that television on. And nobody hits your hand. Damn, turn that TV off. Those were the days. Recreate that moment. Have that story with your child today. Yeah, well, Dad, you're going to tell me about when you were a kid and you had to walk 2 blocks for us. Damn right, we're going to have that talk. We're going to do it. And pull your pants all the way up when you tell them and lean in and say, back in my day, boy, we didn't have TVs that hung on the wall. But we took that for granted. The very first time, I say it was 1977, 78. I remember it was like it was yesterday. It was my Aunt Lisa, my Aunt Terry, and myself. And I said, Mama, can I change the TV and watch the Three Stooges? Go ahead. Oh my God. The look. There was no high five and there was no chest bumping then, but damn it, I was excited to do it. And I changed the channel. And my Aunt Lisa said, you always want to watch the Three Stooges. Flashback moment right there. Flashback moment on this Friday here with Montez at midday. There it is. I think this next one here has been on our minds since probably a few months before the pandemic. For other people out there, or many of you, it probably hit you when you got to the age of 25. Somebody hit 45, some 50, and some 60. It's when something comes back to mind when you were a kid or an adolescent and someone told you, one day you're going to have to figure out want versus need. Talk to me. Want versus need. You got to have a real serious conversation with yourself, not other people. This is about you. You got to figure out the want versus need. Do I really want that or do I need that? There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. And when you figure that out, you feel a sense of pride. You walk differently. You cook your food differently. Your posture is different. There's a sense of accomplishment when you figure out the want versus need. I'm not telling you to do a top 25 list and figure out what the want versus need is, but what I'm saying is let's start small. As a sports minded person, I like to do a list in threes, fives, or sixes, either way in there. Start up with your top three. What are the top three things that are giving you the most problems if you're being real with yourself? How far do we want to go on this job? Let's want that. Is this a want job or do I need this job? Let's figure that out. The money game. Do I want to do that for the money or do I need to do it for the money? Oh, the love life, the personal life, oh, the lifestyle. Do I want this person in my life or do I need this person in my life? See, that's the small list to start out with. My years of being a bartender, I saw a lot of happy, depressed people. I talked to a lot of happy, depressed people, meaning people with jobs that wear a business suit and have to dress up, have to put their hair up, have to look like they know how to make the right decisions. Those type of people. And they hated their job. They hated it. And I used to always say, so why are you doing it? Well, I got a family. Well, I'm getting older. I have to be responsible. Does being responsible require you to be unhappy? I mean, your grandparents always tell you this: anything you do, baby, long as you're happy. At what point does it shift to, baby, you're gonna be unhappy and that's all that matters? No, those are not words of encouragement. And I think now more and more with generational people out there now, they're saying these things here. I want to be happy. So when that want versus need comes out, you got to put happiness in there somewhere. And as you get older, the list definitely changes. More in a positive direction, I've noticed. But it hits you in different stages. That 25-year-old, you am I still trying to do all that? I need to think next level. And 25-year-old people today think totally different than people 25 years ago, 25 years old, 25 years ago, and so forth. It changes. It's not a bad thing, but I think once you recognize the want versus needing, you can address it head on as a person should when you're being, air quote time, real with yourself. I think then you get a true sensibility of how things should be. Because if you follow Hollywood and you listen to music and you follow art in that sense, when it comes to want versus need, when that part of the movie of the rom-com, that part where that song is playing, they both reflecting on what they did to fuck this up, or that part of the movie when they realize, look, this shit is magnetic. We cannot be apart. That scene, it gets right there, and you're like, Because in the movies, you can rewind it, you can watch it over and over again. When it's the real shit, you don't have just one shot. I don't believe that. But at some point, you do feel like that way sometimes. So I think that want versus need list becomes a little complicated for others. Yeah, it's easy to say when you've never been in that situation. Whole lot of things are easy to say when you've never been in that situation. That's a good rebuttal when people are having a debate or an argument. You ain't never been in my damn shoes. Well, if the person wears your shoes, change shoes right there. Now let's have a discussion. Boom. But that want versus need, man, it's tough. It's man up, it's woman up. This beyond doing grown ass people shit. I still don't know what that means. I still don't know what it means when people say, well, they got their shit together. What does they mean? The people that people tell me that have their shit together and they don't know I know them, I say to myself, if they only knew. If that's what having your shit together is, I'm definitely not there. Don't want to be there. I like to attack the situation as it comes along that makes any sense to you. You know, everybody has a to-do list for the day. Everybody has an itinerary. Everybody has something broken down to operate the 24 hours. Somebody. Even the people that fly by the day. Well, I don't make plans. I don't have no damn schedule. I just do what I want to do. There's something up here pushing a mechanism to that thought process, though. That's still a schedule. You just laying in a bed and doing a puzzle all day. That's still something. You're working the mind. You're figuring it out. But that want versus need is deep. That what start with the list small, man. Start with it small. It becomes, you know, as a guy that likes to play video games a lot, that want versus need list is something. 25 years of playing softball, want versus need. Being married 4 times, want versus need. This list has come up several times in my life. Nobody's going to get it right. But as you're getting older and understanding the situation, things become a little bit more clear. That's all we're trying to say. Fist Pump Friday, what you got? Shout outs again? Are we doing shout outs again? Of course. Whose birthday is it? Anybody? Anybody? Whose birthday is it? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy anniversary to you. Congratulations. You deserve it. Somebody closing on the house today and hadn't told nobody. They've been working in the dark. I was born in the dark. Say something, work. Say something, work. I have no idea what they're saying in that song, but I do like it. But congratulations to you, and thank you for sitting in with me on this Friday as we fist pumping Friday. Flashback Friday. Great Grizzly Bear, Sulo at 2:30. See you there. Customer appreciation. Magician, greatest hair in America, Mr. Keith Joseph. My man. My man. Thank you again to Friendlies in South City for allowing me to come in there and shoot pool on Wednesday. For my cousin John, rest easy, cousin, rest easy. Thank you for the 8-ball in off the break. That was awesome. That was awesome. Nephew Kenny out there delivering that mail. Rain, sleet, or snow, you gonna get your damn mail. Put a gift out for your local postal delivery person. When everybody put something out for them. Take care of your postal worker people. Also, let's take care of these kids. There's a box. As soon as you walk into Friendlies in South City, there's a box. We need to fill that box up. Santa's on the way. We need to fill that box up. Unwrapped toy for kids. Let's drop it off. Let's go. Let's get on it. It's go time, people. It's go time. Let's go. Show them what you got. Show them what it's all about. Well, National Signing Day, did that go as planned? Anybody see any of that coming? There's been some high-profile news about what Mr. Deion Primetime Sanders pulled off at Jackson State. And, of course, with social media, you're going to have people that like things and hate things, don't even know these kids, going to say god-awful things about these kids because they're internet trolls. They hide behind a keyboard and a screen. Let that go. You got to be strong. But what I want to talk about is NIL. I think all parents, all student athletes, somebody needs to give a free seminar from, I say, 5th grade on up. If your kids are playing sports from 5th grade on up, you need to learn about this NIL, the name, image, and licensing that these kids are getting now money for and paid for. Wherever you may be, make sure your state or city is applicable to these NIL opportunities for your kid if you're going that route. But I advise you, learn this shit. This is important. Learn the pros and cons of this. Look at some of these stories. Follow these stories. Find out how it can help your kid. It's about the kid, but please understand this NIL. It is not for the weak. You got to understand this is a different type of money. This beyond we're going to put something in a bag up under the bridge. Holla. This is beyond giving your mom a Hummer without a driver's license or a job. Holla. This is actually what is happening, and it's legal. But you must understand this. It's okay if you didn't finish school and you have a kid that's a great athlete. But this is something new that not everybody knows about. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There are different sports firms that are getting involved in this locally. I think coaches need to know about everybody that is doing anything athletically and wants to take it to the next level. Go to a private school, taking it to college, going beyond that. You need to find out about this NIL. This is crypto for athletes, so to speak. Everybody on this cryptocurrency, find out about this NIL. This is important. Whole lot of people have been waiting for this to happen, and it finally happened. And right now, the first go around, it's going out there pretty good. There's a lot of verbiage. There's a lot of different legalities. Talk to Texas, but I say fifth grade on up, find out about it. That 6'1" grader you got in there, somebody got to feed him. You hear me? Find out about these laws and make sure that NIL is applicable in your state. Check it out. Find out as much as you can about it. It's new to everyone. And T12, Terrific Tom, started the Brady brand, and he just got himself a list of NIL athletes as well. I shared that on the social media page yesterday. Who's to blame? But check that out for sure. But find out about that NIL. That is something. That's something different. That is. It's time to do some homework on that, kids. It really is. I say kids and parents alike out there. All right, next up, one of my favorite shows I'm watching. Became a big fan of this during the pandemic because I watched Seinfeld, the series again. I now have watched Seinfeld probably 8 times because I watch it every day. That and Schitt's Creek and Curb Your Enthusiasm. I watch it every day. But Larry David, LD, his show Curb Your Enthusiasm with JB Smoove. The latest episode, they break down the conversation between Larry David and JB Smoove because Larry David in the scene, the line wasn't moving, and there was a black lady in the line, and he went in to tell her to move on up. And JB was like, "You don't tell a black person to move up. You out of lane. You out of pocket." But if you haven't seen that episode, watch that episode and see if you can understand what they're talking about and if it makes sense to you. Out of lane, out of pocket, racism, or the audacity. It's a pretty interesting scene. If you haven't seen Curb Your Enthusiasm, do yourself a favor and check it out. I made a video the other day about I want to make a movie due to the fact the Starz television series, BMF, Horrible Acting, and the Apple television show, Invasion, that during an alien invasion, this woman finds out her husband is cheating on her with a white lady and got said white lady pregnant. She's not worried about the aliens or her kids. She is throwing so much shade at this dude during the alien invasion. And my whole thing is, how is that even important right now? And the funniest line ever when she said, "You got her pregnant," and he said, "It was an accident." Those two things right there made me want to make a movie. So I did my homework and watched a few YouTube videos on making a movie. I tell you what, this is going to take some work. This is going to take some work, but I'm going to be committed to this and do it. But get ready and stay tuned. I'm making a movie after what I've seen and what they put on Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, TV, regular TV, the movie theaters, all this shit I've been seeing since the pandemic. Trey making a movie. We making a movie. A little independent movie, 63 minutes long. Boom. It's going to be amazing and beautiful. But kids, boys, and girls, and children of all ages, enjoy your Fist Pump Friday. Be safe out there. As I see in some areas, it's starting to snow a little bit. Be careful. No need to hurry. Leave early to get there on time. And more importantly, 2 wrongs don't make a right, they make a left turn. And don't forget to visit the website, www.dremontez.com. Get a complete listing of all the sponsors. There's also a button on there to make a donation. If you would like to make a donation, Your contribution would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to check out the latest episode of my podcast, Who's to Blame. You guys enjoy your weekend, holiday parties alike. Drive safe, no drinking and driving. You may spill your drink, but most importantly, smoking if you got them, folks. And we'll see you. Peace. And we are